Whenever you want to go to text, just let me know.
Hey, welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV.
All right, hold on.
This corona thing, I've got my own theories on it, that it's all started by the Chinese government so that they can paralyze the rest of the world while they're on Happy New Year break, because they take a month off. But some people are saying the reporting out of China is underreporting, and this could be a lot worse than we know. I've been talking for the last few weeks about how China's been having some currency problems. They lowered their bank reserves from 20% to 10%, so they don't have a lot of dough in the piggy bank right now. And, you know, that may be one of the reasons Bitcoin is popping up a little bit, because people are trying to get money out of there. But the coronavirus has a lot of effects also on the sales, and especially the retail sector. And one of the best experts I know at that is Erin Skyes. She's a retail and sales specialist, strategist, consultant. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
Great to have you back. So you've officially joined us now in all facets of the Liquid Lunch lifeline, from the small studio to the Newsmax to the down. We've done it all now.
I know. I feel like I'm part of the team.
You are part of the team.
And I've seen actually the team grow quite a bit, which is cool.
Yeah, we're getting there. Things are good. Our team is fantastic, by the way. They all in on what would typically be a holiday. But when it's President's Day, we want to bring you the news anyway. So, Erin, I have been fighting off the coronavirus with the Lysol dual action wipes.
Okay.
It says right on the back that it fights human coronavirus. So I've been wiping down it and wiping the desk down.
I don't think that's good for the skin.
You don't think so?
I mean, you got to pick and choose your battles here.
Let's get to the health and beauty aids next. But I'm kidding around. But I don't think it should be causing this fear, fright, and hysteria.
Yeah.
That it's more kind of manufactured in the media than more people died last year from the flu in America than this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a catch-22 here, right? Because I do think it's being underreported because, frankly, that's how China works.
Yep.
It has affected quite a few of my clients who are trying to get manufacturing done, get new components, packaging, et cetera, because a lot of factories are closed right now in China. That said, it is really... it should have never happened. If it did really start in these crazy meat markets where they're selling bats and just like disgusting, like that is frankly why the president was so adamant about bringing manufacturing and everything back to the United States, because we have all of these things that we can't control when they're in other countries. So we're actually quite lucky that we went through the trade war and we're able to bring so much back to the United States prior to this breakout.
I think you're right about that for sure. And you know, I've seen some of these photos online, like on social media, of these like open air meat markets where they have bats and rats and all these different. I mean, you know, I've shown some crazy things on Liquid Lunch, but I couldn't bring myself to put it on air because they're literally stomach turning.
Yeah, I mean, of course, scrolling through Instagram, a lot of people are posting. It's almost impossible to not see what those meat markets look like, and it's really disgusting.
So what are the effects we might see here? Let's say it keeps, that's New York City for you. Firefighters don't take off on President's Day. What else? What other effects could we see here? Because I know they got to get these factories open like lickety-split, because they go from like 100% capacity utilization to zero, and then when that Chinese New Year is over, they got to get right back to work.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple of things at play here. First, different products take a different amount of time to manufacture, right? But the average is about a year. So a year from now, we're already looking at holiday 2020. So if we don't get these factories opened up, then we're going to have an issue getting goods in for holiday next year. So just thinking way ahead. Secondly, what it affects mostly in the immediate future is luxury. A third of all luxury sales in the world come out of China. So if people are not open, you know, if they're not in malls, if they're not in stores, yes, they can absolutely order online, but you're not ordering that many Chanel bags online.
I was going to say this is going to cause major tremors in the limousine liberal set. The Louis Vuittons may be delayed.
Apologies.
There may be a glut in the market. We need more Gucci.
I mean, it also, you know, maybe it's an opportunity for all of us here in the United States to get some good deals.
Yeah, maybe we should, maybe here in the United States, we should take these opportunities to start looking at more American brands.
Yes.
Places, you know, maybe this is the time to be cool and buy American, like, you know, designers who were made in America and they make their stuff in America, and we don't have to worry about what happens with the coronavirus.
Absolutely. It's such a terrible, sad situation, but at the same time, we need to make sure that we're set up so that these things don't affect us in the future and don't happen at all in the future.
So what you're saying is somewhere, you know, they take into account that they're going to be shut down for a month. So they're on a work schedule that we know we're going to have to ramp up by August to hit the demand for Christmas. And every week or 2 weeks that they're behind, unless they can operate higher than capacity utilization, there's not going to be enough stuff for the holidays.
Not enough stuff, or the retailers are going to be charged exponentially for rush shipment, rush production, that type of thing. So it also could be a way, you know, if your conspiracy theory is correct, to get some more revenue in towards the end of the year through rush.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of, you know, I like to focus on the numbers and stuff, and I've had a bunch of different people, capital marketists and economists, who feel like China is in a real cash crunch right now, just before the whole corona thing, that they're lowering bank reserves so that banks can lend out more money to their mid-sized businesses and their factory operators, because if they don't lend them more money, they're going to start going belly up. And they can't be closed longer than this month because they need to get those cash flows going again. So who are like U.S. retailers that you think could get hit the most by this, like brick and mortar folks?
Yeah, well, it's going to be in that luxury space. So we have Estee Lauder, Richemont, Ralph Lauren, those types of retailers that really depend on the APAC consumer for a third of their sales are going to take a hit.
Wow. So what's hot right now in retail? Give us some stuff that's big in e-commerce, retail. What's hot? What's popping?
You know what I think is interesting is actually the amount of walking around New York City, the amount of street level store closures and how much real estate there is available for retailers right now, and how you can actually get a deal on retail space ground level in New York City.
Wow.
And that is because so many people, you know, launch .com only, direct to consumer. However, a lot of more impactful, more trend-setting brands are now doing the opposite, and they're going more into brick and mortar. So
Right.
you truly create the omnichannel experience. So there is opportunity to actually get some decent.
And they keep low inventory, and they're kind of making a move in this area they call it like brick and click, right?
Exactly.
Where you go in the mall where you see all the other brands and you could see these new American designers and others, right? But if they don't have the extra small or the extra large size, the people at the point of sale are trained to say, hey, no problem, we'll have that at your house tomorrow. And they go do the sale and they ship it to their house. And then people, from what I'm hearing about, one of the owners is telling me that a lot of people just want to do that anyway because they don't want to walk around the mall with 7 bags anymore. They just send
Exactly.
everything home. So
And that's exactly what Nordstrom is doing with Nordstrom Local. They're only 1,000 square foot footprint, and you can go in not in a major city, but in a more local setup, so that you can order, but you have the advantage of having a stylist there and somebody that helps you through the
Wow.
merchandise.
All right. Well, that's Erin Skyes. If anybody knows the retail and the sales and the e-commerce, it's her. You see her on every channel, and we're still lucky enough to have her right here with us on Liquid Lunch. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Fernando Uribe right after this.